what Nixon did is Nixon would accuse another group of doing what he was actually doing. Like he would say, "Well, yeah, we don't believe that aircraft is actually made out of titanium." He would actually go to the Senate and actually go on public TV and say and state that his aircraft was the real thing and was titanium and this and that. But he didn't believe that that other aircraft over there was actually aluminum or actually titanium on public. And that's what Nixon would do. He'd always accuse someone of doing what he was doing or was planning on doing or had done in the past. Like he accused other aircraft manufacturers of copying his information or copying. He would go and file a complaint saying that another group had copied his information or copied his plans, and he wanted to see their plans so he could verify whether or not that there was actually a copy of his aircraft. And then he would go and build an aircraft using their other plans. Or he would want to find out the metallurgy of that other aircraft to make sure that they weren't using the same thing that he was using, so he could copy. And that's basically what the Skunk Works and what Jimmy Carter, JFK were doing. You know, my people were like, sure, yeah. It'd still take you, like we knew exactly that the SR-71 was a 150-year project. You know, that was billions of man hours to build an SR-71, and we built 4. They built an aluminum one. Believe it or not, the United States America did not ever actually build a flying titanium SR-71. They didn't. They never did. The Skunk Works, Lockheed, never built an SR-71. That's the great lie. That's the great Gatsby, as they would say. To gasp means to laugh. You know, ask Leonardo DiCaprio that one, and all I can say is, Leonardo DiCaprio, if you're responsible for that, I'm going to punch you in your face someday. You better be quoting somebody else that's a piece of shit. So anyway, like I say, me and humanity, and you know how I feel. You have to understand that my feelings are the same feelings as Lucifer, White Star, epic trillion-year-old creator. What I feel I'm mad about, it will be mad about. Or worse. What I was before was something else. And I am technically, that's the weirdest thing, is that I get more powerful in the past as I go. To where if I wasn't back in the past, I would be even more powerful and even more myself, which is like something else. I can't really explain what I was before. I was something else, and that something you don't ever want to meet, really. Like, well, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of a good thing. I'm kind of a cool guy, really, but I just don't really like lies, and I don't like, because they always get in the way and they're always a problem. And it became a really big issue in war and everything else like that. And back then I was just like, ugh, I got so angry. Anyway, um, basically, Nixon was this nightmare problem, JFK, and, he would want to see tank schematics, so he could build his own tank, and basically he just wanted to go rampaging and killing and whatever. Anyway, I can't really tell you I'm just explaining to you the things that I knew about the past and what happened with the Republic, what happened since Panama, and how he was doing this thing and it was this horrible thing. And he was basically just he hunted down Swedish people. He hunted down German people. He hunted down anyone and everyone. And then he killed them. And then he raped their children and, and lied to them. And that's basically what he did, pretty much. He was the monster. And Nixon, JFK, Jimmy Carter's whole mentality was, if they were the worst things out there, then they wouldn't have to worry about anyone. But they're not really the worst things out there. So I don't really know. Like that was their whole mentality, that if they were the ones that were perpetrating all the lies and all the cons, then they would never be conned themselves. Because they would be the the creator of every con and everything, and so they would know about every con that was out there, which is kind of ridiculous, but that was their mentality. Anyway, I just, I can't really explain to you their insanity. I can just tell you about what they did and what their mentality and what their ideas or what their thinking was, because they told me eventually, or I found out eventually. I was like, oh, that's it? Well, that's not very complicated. Well, that's no fun. So that was their whole thing, because they knew the world was fair. They knew the world was pure. They knew everybody was working together, and so, and that's basically what they did. They were the source of the lies. They were the source of the killing. Richard Nixon, Jimmy Carter, John McCain. They were the bad people. So they didn't. So they figured they never had to watch their back, because they were the ones that everyone had to watch their back from. That was what the Republicans were doing. So, which is kind of ridiculous. So, because there's lots of bad things out there in the universe. It's like, guys, you don't have the market corner on bad people or bad life or life forms that kill or destroy. No. There are a wide variety of lots of other things that you don't want to mess with or get near. I might have created quite a few of them myself, because I did create some very dangerous life forms that I probably shouldn't have, and because Richard Nixon, Jimmy Carter couldn't do it, and I created some. Well, I created all of this, and so then I created some of that, and I was like, well, as long as they're far enough away, it won't be a problem. I put some life forms that are like way away from all of us, and I was like, well, it'll take them a couple trillion years to actually get to us, so I don't think humanity really has to worry about them, because they should be advanced enough by the time they get here to worry about them. So, but there are some life forms that are way away. I was like, you're going to be on the other side of the galaxy, on the other side of the universe, because if you ever meet my humans, you're probably going to decimate them. So there are some other life forms out there that are like way away, that are very dangerous, and you don't ever want to get near, because they are that dangerous, and they'll probably, but it'll take them a trillion years. I'll get back into this in the next